Good morning and welcome to the Aeronox Test Kitchen. Today we're going to demonstrate how you can utilize the Aeronox blast chiller and shock freezer to really make your life better and ensure the highest quality products and maintain the lowest cost possible in your operation. I'm going to start by taking some products that I've cooked, some potatoes, some chicken breasts, and a pork tenderloin, and blast chilling them. I'm also going to take a cake and shock freeze it to 0 degrees. In addition to that, I've got some pasta here that I'm going to pre-cook, put in a pan. I'm not being concerned about how much water I leave in it, and I'm also going to blast chill that. Now, over the course of the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how you can pre-prepare your food using the Aeronox equipment and make a 5-course dinner. I also want to show you these. I've shock frozen some raspberries and some strawberries. The first thing you should notice is how beautiful these look, and you're really going to be impressed with them when you see how they thaw out and I'm able to use them. Now that I'm done chilling my potatoes and my proteins, I've steamed some vegetables in my combi oven, and I'm going to place them in the chiller to chill them down to 37 degrees. Okay, we're going to start with a first course, a simple shrimp salad with a lemon vinaigrette. What I've done is I've cooked and chilled some shrimp, and I've pre-chilled my lettuce and my salad plate. So I simply am going to take a few of these shrimp, garnish with a little small pieces of lemon, and simply just put some dressing on it. What the Aeronox blast chiller allows me to do is it allows me to cook more shrimp less often. So I can cook the shrimp in the morning. I can cook it 5 or 6 days of shrimp at a time. And because I take the shrimp directly from the cooking liquid and I place it directly into the blast chiller, I get the highest yield out of the shrimp. But because I don't put the shrimp in cold water and ice bath it like most restaurants do, I don't dilute the flavor of the shrimp or end up with soggy shrimp that are going to drip. You see how nice and dry and firm these shrimp are? And because the shrimp are taken directly from the cooking liquid and placed in the blast chiller and brought to 37 degrees, as long as I maintain the cold chain, the shelf life of these shrimp will be doubled to tripled. So again, very simple, beautiful, and it allows me to cook the shrimp when I want to cook the shrimp and in the quantity I want to cook it in. Okay, for our second course we're going to do pasta. As you recall, I cooked the pasta and I chilled the pasta in the blast chiller to 37 degrees. You'll notice that because I took the pasta directly from the pasta water and I chilled it without rinsing it, all of the critical starch that's critical to mouthfeel and having the sauce stick to the pasta is maintained. When you take pasta and you rinse it with cold water, you ruin the texture of the pasta and you can never duplicate it, and no one's going to mistake it for fresh cooked pasta. All restaurants pre-cook some or all of their pasta because there's no way they can wait and cook it all from scratch. So the Aeronox unit allows you again to cook the pasta when you want to cook it as much as you want, and by taking it right from the boiling water and chilling it and then covering it and keeping it in the refrigerator, you always have pasta ready. And all I need to do is take some of my pasta for a portion, drop it in some boiling water, and then just cook it and bring it back up for 30 seconds or 40 seconds. I've cooked it to al dente. I got a little sauce that I also chilled earlier, and now I just got one portion of sauce in a pan. I drain my pasta. I cook it a little bit. Let it heat through. Get my plate. Garnish it with a little bit of... Okay, now I just have to put some nice shredded fresh Parmigiano Reggiano on there. And have a beautiful pasta dish. You can do this with all kinds of pasta, fresh pasta, frozen pasta. You can pre-cook it, chill it, and then just drop it in the boiling water and finish it. Again, this is basically what you'll be doing with the Aeronox system. You're just taking your food, cooking it, chilling it, and then you finish it to order. It's going to remove a lot of the chaos and craziness of the kitchen. Okay, we're now going to do re-thermalize and finish that chicken and the potatoes that we did earlier this morning. So I'm going to take a nice piece of chicken, some of my potatoes. Now normally, if you were doing roast potatoes, you could never, ever re-thermalize them and get them to be crispy again. And I'll explain to that in a minute. Now we got a nice broccoli that we cooked and chilled. You notice the color is beautiful. And I'm just going to put a little bit of glaze on there. And there you have it. A nice, just simple roast chicken, roast potatoes, and sauteed broccoli. As you saw, we took the chicken directly from the oven this morning and we placed it into the blast chiller. And it took about 70 minutes to get the chicken from the oven temperature, the core temperature of about 160 degrees, 165 degrees Fahrenheit, to 37 degrees at the core. Because we take the chicken and we put it directly into the blast chiller from the oven, we gain many advantages. Number one is all of the moisture that is in the chicken when it comes from the oven stays in the chicken. If I took this chicken and even let it rest on the table for 3 or 4 or 5 minutes or 15 minutes, I would get evaporation, which is critical to the quality, the shelf life, and of course the moisture content, because all that evaporation is water that wants to be in the chicken. That's number one. Number two is, as that chicken is sitting at room temperature and you get evaporation, I get oxidation. And everyone notices, if you've ever sliced a chicken breast that was cooked and then chilled in a refrigerator, you get kind of a darker rounded edge. The third thing is, because there's no bacteria growth, because we take it directly from the chiller, the oven, and put it into the blast chiller, I have no bacteria growth. And we're not talking about the kind of bacteria growth that's going to kill anybody, but what happens when I take chicken and let it sit at room temperature for 30 minutes to cool before I put it in the refrigerator is I get a little bit of bacteria growth that over the next 4 or 5 days results in that chicken going bad. So I can double or triple the shelf life of just about any product by putting it directly from the oven into the blast chiller. So here's a piece of the chicken, and again, I cooked this chicken and we chilled it and I reheated it, and you can see how beautifully moist this chicken is. It's totally white from edge to edge. Really better than a chicken breast that I would have cooked fresh and let sit for 15 minutes, because what happens when I take that chicken out of the oven and I let it sit, the liquid is just draining out of it. But when I take it from 195 degrees on the outside edges, 200 degrees, and I put it directly into the chiller, I trap all that moisture in there. And because I don't need to bring it back up to that same temperature, but I can bring it up to 160 degrees, I have all that moisture stays there where it belongs. And you can just see how moist and beautiful this chicken is and the color of it. This allows me to cook chicken as many pieces as I want well in advance. I can do it in the morning when I first come in. I can do it after the rush is over it in the evening, and I can prepare it for 2, 3, 4 days, 5 days, up to 5 days at a time. And I now have chicken that I could use this chicken, keep it cold, slice it for cold salads. I can re-thermalize it and serve it the way I did here. I can take it and cut it into salads. There's numerous things I can do. I can cut this chicken up into strips, make a pasta dish out of it. So a chef who's very knowledgeable, the chiller becomes such a tool and an asset, and it can greatly reduce his labor cost and his food cost, because it allows him to cook the food when he wants to and not trying to do everything at the last minute, which creates chaos and havoc in the kitchen. It also allows me to have less equipment, because I can usually utilize one oven all throughout the day instead of having to utilize 2 ovens at the rush time. So we would be happy if you have any questions. You can give us a call. You can come by and visit our test kitchen, and we would love to do a demonstration for you in person. It is an amazing tool, and I know you would love it. And what you're seeing now is just a taste of what it's capable of.